Liked by the sound of violence.
I'll go off my slider.
Holly Heaven.
Holly Heaven, keep your slide.
S.A.
Give him someone's shoe.
I'll do half, you do half. Let's get it.
Come on, boot cuts.
What are you doing?
How the fuck do I do this?
Yeah!
Oh, you fuck.
What up, everybody? We are back.
Yes, we are.
Chris, why don't you start us off, since we're going to be breaking down this Bellator 216 card as well as the UFC on ESPN 1 card, which I'm pretty fucking excited about both of them.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, where did you want to start? Did you want to go...
Let's do Bellator 216 first, since I just want to do the main card for that. And
okay, so does the main card start...
First fight is the one nobody gives a fuck about.
Is this Pat Casey?
No. It's I think it's right above Pat Casey.
Okay, Valerie. Oh, a fighter who's 0-0 versus a fighter who's 1-2.
Also, the fighter who's 1-2. I don't know why their records are showing up like that, because I believe if I look up Colby Fletcher, I believe her record is 1-2. Oh no, those are pro fights. Okay. So Valerie Loreda does have amateur fights. She's 2-1 as an amateur. She's also...
Wait, did they just take these pictures today? Whatever these pictures they just posted. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it is Valerie Loreda's debut as a pro, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But number one, can you tell why Bellator has her on the main card?
Yeah, 100%.
She's what we like to call in the biz marketable.
Yeah, well, I'll leave it at that. I could say some other adjectives too, but I'll leave it at that.
Adjectives starting with a T and ending with 2 C's, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep, you read my mind. You read everyone's mind.
Yep. By the way, I don't know if you guys could hear the sigh from girlfriend Karen in the background, but it was very audible on my side. This is a fucking clusterfuck of a fight. Valerie Loreda is a high level Taekwondo practitioner, serious black belt Taekwondo practitioner, also training at ATT. This is also the fighter who you may have heard the Athletic Commission turned down her first opponent that Bellator tried to give her.
Wasn't that the 0-12 chick?
0-12 fighter. Instead, they gave her a 1-2 fighter in Colby Fletcher.
Okay.
Man, Bellator sure match makes marketable fighters different than everybody else, huh?
Yeah, I really don't know how to predict this fight at all.
I mean,
I don't think I want to.
I'll tell you how to predict it. Valerie Loreda wins this fight.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to imagine it's like, well, if someone's making their debut, you need them to win. So, just like the guy, what's his face? The WWE guy, Jack Hager.
Except Hager actually has...
Well, no, he has like legit
an
wrestling
extensive
skills, right?
wrestling background. Yeah, and like I said, Loreda does have a very high-level Taekwondo black belt and has competed a whole bunch.
It looks like she's only 20 years old, too, so it's not like she can't not afford to lose. Yeah. Not saying she will, but
no, she definitely won't. Actually, do you have the odds up for this?
No, but I could pull them up.
I'm curious if there even is odds on this fight, because if there is, she might be like minus 1,900 maybe. It's probably pretty fucking big.
The only odds are from a bookie website called William H, and Loreda is a minus 588 to a plus 350.
Wow, that is way lower than I would have thought. I haven't seen any footage of her opponent. However, her opponent also hasn't competed since 2015.
Holy shit!
So
what do you think? Method of victory? I know we're not logging that for this. I would imagine some spinning shit.
Yeah, I think probably TKO second or so, maybe even first. Via Joe Rogan kick to the body.
Yeah, I can see that. This next fight is, you've probably heard of this guy if you used to watch UFC, if you've seen the UFC for the past 8 years.
That's right. You're about to hear about the other guy,
Eric Silva, the Brazilian fighter, a very juicy fighter.
He is known to be a juicy boy.
And infamously got knocked the fuck out by, and I always forget his name.
Matt Brown?
No, Nordine Taleb. When Eric Silva was like, hey, let's fist bump. Just kidding, fuck you. Then he throws a sucker punch, and then Karma's a bitch, and then he gets literally knocked the fuck out, just a straight right to the forehead, and he literally does a backflip. It was pretty great.
Yeah, that was one of those very satisfying wins where you're like, I'm very glad that guy won that fight.
He's going up against Ukrainian fighter Yaroslav Amosov. Dynamo. He's 20-0.
Yeah, Amosov is a motherfucker.
Yeah, looks like it. Eric Silva, the Tiger, last time we saw him, well, I mean, I didn't see him fight last time, but
I did.
He was an LFA 45. He won via armbar over a guy named Nick Barnes. This was July of last year.
Yeah.
Last time you guys might have seen him was UFC on Fox 26 in December of 2017. He lost a decision through Jordan Mean. This undefeated Ukrainian guy, Yaroslav Amosov, this is his second Bellator fight.
Yep.
His first fight came against Gerald Harris, which he won a unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Before that, he was in an organization called Tech Crep FC.
Yeah, shout out
where
to
it looks like he likes to choke people out, especially via Anaconda.
I think it's just because he had way better grappling than a lot of people in Tech Crep. He looked real fucking good against Gerald Harris. He took the fucking fight to Gerald Harris, landed a lot of significant strikes both in the clinch and at range. Super quick with his hands and his feet. And I think he's absolutely going to bulldoze Eric Silva. If you guys watch...
Yeah, I was going to say I'll let you take it away because I don't know how Silva looks since he's been off the juice.
Not good. Not good. Eric Silva in his last fight did win. However, he lost every single fucking second of that fight before catching a Hail Mary armbar at the end of the first round. Let me pull up my notes to make sure I don't miss all of the crazy shit. So Silva did a lot of what I would call questionable stance switching in this last fight, where he's switching stances, but it doesn't seem like he's almost in range and he's not setting stuff up off of it immediately. He just seems to be almost in range, and then he just changes stances to change the weapons, which is one of those things that Dom Cruz is notorious as one of the people who comes down hard on that, where it's if you're switching stances, it needs to be with other movements. You can't just change stances in front of somebody.
Yeah, because it's saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. Did you just see that?
Well, and especially if you do it more than one time in a row, dudes will just swing on you in the middle of that, and you have zero defense, basically, because you're 100% off balance.
Because now you're squaring yourself up mid-switch.
Exactly. Also in that fight, he just did a lot of wild-ass swinging and clinch exchanges. He got mounted early in the first round. He then got out of the mount via, some decent scrambles, but not exceptional scrambles. Then got dropped super fucking bad at the end of the round. And dude got so wild going for the finish that he got armbarred. So that's how Eric Silva won. So I have zero confidence Eric Silva does anything well in this fight, especially since Amosov is super scrappy in the clinch. There's going to be a big speed difference from what I can tell. And his fight with Harris was scrappy as hell, but he showed good cardio and was just very fast and very dynamic in all of his attacks. And I think what's going to happen is he's going to give Eric Silva problems at range, with Eric Silva clearly loading up on everything and overcommitting, and then crashing the distance into the clinch, where I think he's just going to get fucked up worse.
So, with that being said, tell me what you think of these odds. Bovada has the odds in favor of the Ukrainian at a minus 315 to a plus 245 against Silva.
Oh, that's not bad. Just because Silva still will throw fucking haymakers the whole time. So that sounds about right. Because, like, it's possible Silva would just land something fucking wild as shit. But pretty unlikely as far as I can tell. I'm taking Amasov via TKO in the first.
I'm just going to agree with you.
And then would you have Laredo by?
I said some spinning shit, like first round.
You think
so
first
like
round too?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, so far we got some quick finishes on this card, which will be a nice change from the... Actually, to be fair, there were some decent finishes on 215, which was happening while we were recording, including Matt Mitrione straight hospitalizing fucking dude by hitting him in the dick.
Right in the ball sack.
Yeah, so I haven't seen that clip. You said it was real bad, right?
Real bad.
That sounds like a Bellator main event.
Yeah. Apparently it was like seconds into the fight too. So
great. Everybody loves that. This next fight
speaking of brutal knockout incoming.
Yeah.
Potentially. Roy Big Country Nelson versus Mirko Filipovic, or as you might know him, Mirko Kokop.
For sure call him Filipovic though.
Filipovic,
or
thank
else
you.
you're going to get at least hospitaled, if not cemeteried.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that fucking left head kick to decapitate me. So, yeah, I don't know what to think of this fight. Yeah, I could be really honest if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Just two very, very washed up heavyweights that should not be fighting anymore.
One of them,
Bellator.
Yeah, Roy Nelson did not look good in his last fight.
He looked like absolute shit.
He
fucking got finished.
It was a frustrating fight to watch, too, because that was the one where Karatanov threw that illegal knee when Roy had a knee down.
Oh, God, Mirko's coming from Ryzen. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So first off, Roy Nelson is coming off that loss of Sergey Karatanov back in October, where he got hit with the illegal knee by Karatanov. They took a point, and Roy Nelson flopped super fucking hard from the knee. I rarely will like straight up say somebody flopped in MMA off an illegal strike, but it was kind of crazy looking. I recommend going back and watching it. It's pretty obscene. He's doing his best Ronaldo impression.
I kind of want you to predict this because just instinctively I'm thinking it's either Mirko getting caught and then he's like, oh, my chin is still gone, or it's just a terrible fucking fight where no one's willing to exchange, or they're just clinched up.
I'm a little worried it's going to be the second one. I'm going to take Mirko via body kick and swarm in the second.
You know what? I'm going Mirko, and it's kind of fucked up. I expect him to get his head knocked off by Nelson, but based on what I saw in the last fight, Nelson, I feel like just like, hey, I'm just gonna cover my eyes with my left guard, my left hand, and keep my chin down and just wing overhand rights and just totally miss you, which is what I saw from his last fight. Like
he did throw a couple left hands at least for once, but that was after he got kneed in the head and flopped, and then shortly after that...
Roy Nelson's kind of bugged me. I know I'm trying to be objective when picking fights, but I don't want to say I want this guy to get knocked out because I don't give a fuck if fighters get knocked out. That's their business during the fight game. But I wouldn't be mad if he got knocked out by Mirko. Roy Nelson kind of...
See, I like Roy Nelson a lot. I don't know. He is...
I can't remember what the fuck he said. Not the shoving the ref years ago. That was his whole problem.
When he kicked Big John in the ass?
Yeah, that was dumb. But he said something to some fighter. I can't remember what the fuck it was.
That doesn't surprise me.
He said some real douchebag shit. I was like, fuck this guy when I heard him. I can't remember, but whatever. I don't give a fuck. To be honest, I really don't give a shit about this fight at all.
Yeah. I would have really cared about this fight like 10 years ago.
I hope it ends in a draw because I don't care about this fight. I hope they both retire. How about that? I hope they end it. It's a draw. and they both retire.
I can guarantee you that shit won't happen.
It won't. So you know what? I'm going. Now, I don't have faith in Roy Nelson. I think Mirko's just going to keep distance, and I'm just going to kick the shit out of you, and it's going to be like a decision. I don't know.
I already knew you were going to pick Mirko by decision. I already wrote it down.
Thank you.
I'm taking Mirko KO in the second via body kick and swarming, mostly because Roy Nelson gassed so fucking hard at like 4 minutes into his last fight that I can't imagine that he will handle body shots well.
God, imagine if Kimbo Slice knew how to grapple. That would have been such a fun ending to season 10.
Imagine if fucking Seth Petrozelli knew how to fly.
Oh, yeah. The odds, I know you don't give a fuck, but...
No, I'm guessing Mirko's a heavy favorite because he's looking like a real juicy
definitely
boy.
Definitely not a heavy favorite.
Really?
Minus 170 to a plus 140.
Okay. Yeah, I would have expected closer to 2 or a little over 2 even, but yeah. I mean, Roy Nelson still hits hard, but he slowed down a lot and looked real not good in his last fight.
So that brings us to the co-main event of 216. You have the Russian Vitaly Minakov going up against the Frenchman Shek Congo.
Shouts out to Dick Shots. You thought tonight was bad.
Yeah, Shek Congo was grinning and very happy with the results from tonight's main event.
Yeah.
So
he's like, oh, you spoiled my plan.
He's like, that's my fucking boy.
Yeah. I forget what fight he admitted to hitting somebody in the dick because he literally said, oh, well, I wanted to take some of the fight out of him.
Oh, boy. So, Vitaly Minakov is 21-0.
Jesus Christ, Shek Congo's been in Bellator since 2013.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't realize it'd been that long.
Minakov, this is not his Bellator debut. This is his Bellator return.
Yep.
He's undefeated.
That fucking belt.
Shek Congo, we know him from everywhere now. Last time we saw him, he beat Timothy Johnson the first round via punches. He's been punching the shit out of a lot of people. He has some decisions. I don't know what to expect besides him kneeing this dude in the balls. I have never seen Vitaly Minakov fight, so
really?
I can't. At least not out of recent memory.
So Vitaly Minakov's last fight in Bellator, you want to go ahead and look at who that was against?
He fought. Was that Bigfoot Silva, Antonio Silva at Fight Night School? Is that Bigfoot?
Oh yeah. But go ahead and look.
No, it's not.
Down.
It is. It is.
Go ahead and look further down. Look at who his last fight in Bellator was against.
Oh, I see. He beat Shek Congo in 2014 via unanimous decision.
Yep.
So you know what? Nothing's probably going to change because this dude's undefeated and it's probably going to be the same game plan. And Shek Congo is probably just going to get baited. So you know what? I'm going Minakov.
Via decision, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's going to be a fucked up fight.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's not entertaining.
I think it won't be entertaining because Shek Congo is going to be competitive enough to not get killed, but also not active enough to make anything interesting happen.
Want to guess the odds or not?
I'm guessing Minakov is like around the same as a favorite as Krokop, like 170, 200, something like that.
Well, I just told you the really fucked up odds, so you're in for a treat. Minakov is a minus 550 to a plus 375. Wow. Yeah, wow.
That's way big.
Yeah.
Shek Congo's looked pretty decent as of late. I think that's a little over the top, but
yeah, it's pretty dumb. Not as fucking
Minakov
good as these next odds, though, which I definitely don't agree with, and I'll explain in a second. So this brings us to the main event of the evening. Two British fighters, or specifically English fighters, Paul Semtex Daley. Paul Daley, I believe he was a former Strikeforce champion. Was he not? Or just a Strikeforce veteran? I thought he was a Strikeforce champion.
I don't know if he ever got the belt.
Probably didn't. I know he lost to Nick Diaz in that one really good fight, and then he kneed Tyron Woodley in the balls really bad. Remember that in his fight against him. Oh, he lost the decision, I think, because he got a point taken away. Either way, he's probably still losing that fight. In any sense,
no, never fought for the belt. He came over after that.
They've been talking about this matchup for the past 2 fucking years, because I remember I'd be driving to fucking school. And I'd be listening to podcasts of them talking shit to each other, and Scott Coker just being nonchalant about it. Like, oh, it's going to happen eventually. Yeah. And when it does, it's going to be the biggest fight in UK MMA history. And we're
you mean Uncasville history.
So can you tell us, Chris, where are they fighting?
Uncasville, Connecticut, home of the UK.
The only thing that would make sense is Connecticut one of the original 13 British colonies? Because I don't really know why it'd be there.
This fight, as I believe Mark Ramundi pointed out on the A-Side live chat this week, it is taking place in New England instead of regular England.
Finishing that for me, so yeah. Either way, this is a fucking terrible decision by Bellator. This is a big, just swing and a fucking miss, really. Like, wow.
Yeah, the only reason it's happening like this is because it's a DAZN deal, and the DAZN doesn't have a deal in England, so it makes more sense for them to do it.
Getting DAZN.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fucked. So I'll just tell you right now. So Paul Daley, he's a veteran MMA guy. 40 wins, 16 losses, 2 draws. Michael Venom Page is definitely not a veteran. 13 wins, 0 losses, at least in comparison. Paul Daley is 35, 5'9". He's a welterweight. Last time we saw him, he got wrestle-fucked at Bellator 199 to John Fitch, and he was booing his own fight.
Yeah, he was booing his own fight during that, which is one of the best things ever.
This sucks. It's like, well, dumbass, it's on you.
Also, learn how to wrestle. I know you're English, but
how many fights have you had, bro? Come on.
Michael Bisping figured it out.
I was saying, out of all the British fighters, Michael Bisping figured it out. I'm pretty sure, clearly Darren Till figured it out, considering Woodley couldn't bring him down in the first round. At least
do you remember how Darren Till got subbed and dominated on the ground after he got hit in the head?
I'm saying as far as just but to be fair, he's way fucking bigger than Woodley.
Yeah, still. Wait till Darren Till fights Askren in a bit.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But then the Askren's at another level than most wrestlers. But still, I'm just thinking most of those British fighters, it's just basically Bisping is the only one who caught on. Anyways.
That's not true. Brad Pickett's a pretty good wrestler.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a couple others.
Anyways, I like this fight because they hate each other. Michael Venom Page, who has he fought? I'll tell you right now, he hasn't fought shit, if you ask me honestly. And this is why I'm going Paul Daley.
He fought Fernando Gonzalez, who's a legit opponent, but that was also a split decision win where he did not look good.
So Michael Venom Page
and also Dave Rickles is very legit, but Dave Rickles is a 145er and
he's like coming up from lightweight, but still he survived.
A 155.
The point being, Michael Venom Page, he's a very tall, lanky welterweight. He has to have the reach advantage, right? He's 77. That's a long reach. 75. Oh, Paul Daley's a pretty long arm. So I'm going Paul Daley here 100%. I don't know how Michael Page's chin is, because he's still pretty untested. I think it's just gonna be the veteran is just gonna go in there and just put on a clinic. It's gonna be a unanimous decision. That's how I got it, or a late stoppage. Yeah, I think he's gonna put on a show.
That's interesting.
The only thing I can see giving Page problems is giving Daley problems. Michael Page keeping distance, maybe like some teeps and shit, disrupting, like his flow or his cardio. But I also see Paul Daley coming in there just being violent as all hell and just doing. You're not saying he's gonna Brennan Ward or whatever, or Charlie Ward. Who was it? The guy who got kneed in the yeah, Brennan Ward. I don't know if he's gonna do that, like some flying knee shit. But I just don't trust Michael Page in this. I don't.
I think that's fair. I'm leaning towards Daley, but I think he's going to get the KO. I just think he's going to be able to pressure with... If he even feints takedowns, I think he is going to be able to pressure Page enough and make Page panic enough that he's going to catch a crazy hook. And especially... I've been so high on Daley after that Lorenz Larkin knockout. That really showed a lot. Too.
I mean, come on. He fucking knocked out Lorenz Larkin, who was
on a fucking run.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to take Daley KO second. I would not be surprised if this went to decision. I would also not be surprised if this fight was ugly as shit, where both dudes are hesitant because they've talked so much shit.
So I told you probably wouldn't like the odds, but it makes sense from Bellator standpoint. Go ahead and give a guess.
Oh, I figure Venom Page is like -200, -180.
-225 to a -1 to a +175. Yeah.
MVP has all the hype, so I figured he would be a favorite. And plus, Daley's coming off that wrestle fucking against Fitch.
Yeah.
Cool. That is Bellator 216. I'm actually pretty excited about some stuff on that card, but not all of it is really the main card. There is some fun fights down the card. Like, who was on it that I saw earlier? Actually, now that I'm looking at this, I'm not that excited about the undercard. I don't know. I think some of these fights are going to be fun. Like, I think Amasov versus Silva is going to be pretty fun. I think Minikov versus Congo has potential to be fun, but could be a shit show. Yeah, I agree with the Vivisection guys, though, when they say these cards really should have just been condensed into one. However, did you notice Scott Coker's super slick, super interesting schedule on this?
No, what is it?
Have you? Well, what was today? The date.
The 15th.
Yeah, that's right. It was February 15th. You know what card was tonight?
216 Herder.
Well, and 215 was tonight.
Oh boy.
So
how clever, Scott Coker.
It's actually pretty clever. I kind of like it. It's dumb, but it's clever. Yeah, Scott Coker's doing fun stuff over there. Cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the UFC on ESPN 1 Ngannou versus Velasquez.
Yes,
card,
please.
Which is going to be much more fun and much more competitive. This whole fucking card is... There's not one fight on this card that isn't better than just about every fight on the 234 pay-per-view.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We'll get right into it. First off, starting at the very bottom, which we will start.
Honestly, every fight other than Albu versus Whitmire and Holtzman, even that. I think Albu versus Whitmire is maybe the only fight that couldn't have co-mained 234.
Yeah.
Every one of these fights would be a better co-main.
According to Reddit, not Reddit. I've never heard of Reddit. Alexander Albu.
Oh, it's Reddit for frogs, dog.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Now you say that. You
mean Alexander Albooty?
Yes, thank you. Because according to Reddit, her social media is nothing but a thirst trap.
Oh yeah, so is shouts out to Valerie, who we mentioned earlier.
Big time. Shouts out to a lot of different fighters in general, because you got to do what you got to do. You got to market yourself. It's all about marketability nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's what Alexandra Alboudi is doing. Last time we saw her, this fighter, by the way, she is 3-0. This is a strawweight bout. She fights out of the Republic of Moldova, but she's Russian because Russia owns everything over there. We saw her win unanimously against Kaylin Curran. Oh, wow, July of 2017. Okay, so she's had a little bit of some time off.
Yeah, quite a bit.
She's going up against American fighter Emily Whitmire. Last time we saw her was July of last year, which she won unanimous decision against Jamie Moyle, and I was at that fight, but I don't remember that fight. So apologies to Emily Whitmire. Not really. I don't know what to expect from this. Really don't. She has losses to Gillian Robertson. She has losses to my cousin on Tough 26. Other than that, fuck yeah, I don't know what to pick. I'll let you. I don't know if you have any insight on this. I don't know.
So I've done zero tape study for this card, but I do. I mean, I'm familiar with all the fighters on it at least. I think a lot of this comes down to who wins grappling exchanges, and I'm not convinced. Well, who wins grappling exchanges and who initiates striking exchanges? And I think Albu is yeah, I caught myself. I think Alexandra is going to take this one via decision, just off of volume and an occasional takedown here and there. Emily is slick. She has hit arm bars in the past, but it's against pretty, I'll say, green competition. That was Christina Marks back on Tough. I'm taking Albu via decision, mostly just off of volume alone, especially on the feet. She's pretty dynamic. She can hit takedowns. She does hit fairly hard. And I just think Emily Whitmire is going to have trouble keeping up with the pace overall. So, yeah, I'm taking Albu by decision.
I'm gonna agree with you because I was I didn't know what the fuck to choose. So that's one of those things. And the odds look, I guess I would say fair. Minus 135 in favor of Albu to a plus 105 Whitmire.
Yeah, that actually seems like I would maybe be interested in playing. Like, that seems like decent parlay fodder if you have a fight or two you're real confident in, and you want to add one that can get you some points on the board. I think that might be a decent pick.
Yeah, I can see that. This next fight is between a guy who can wrestle pretty darn well versus one of the most feared pound-for-pound fighters at one point in his career.
Yeah, I wonder whether or not... So, on Wikipedia, this fight is actually the headliner of the prelims, but on Tapology, it is before Penne versus Escobar. So, we'll do Luke Sanders versus Renan Barão, but I think it might actually be the opposite order.
So, Luke Sanders, I know he has good wrestling. I've seen it.
He has okay wrestling.
Okay, yeah. He has a tendency of getting balled up against the fence and getting bombed on in the clinch. He got heel hooked against Ronnie Yaya last week. That was August of last year. So what is he? He's 1-2. He's 2-3 in the UFC. Renan Barão at this point, weight cutting aside, weight issues, going up and down in weight. It's one of those things. You get older, you just hit a wall. And he is 1-5 in his last 6 fights. Granted, he's fought TJ Dillashaw, Jeremy Stevens. He beat Felipe Nover. He lost to Aljamain Sterling. He lost to Brian Kelleher. And then he lost to Andre Ewell. Honestly, at this point, I don't know what to expect from Renan Barão. I know he still has the talent. You can't forget that skill set. Like, I'm sure it's just that it's all mental. It has to be. And
mental and just wear and tear.
Yeah, and this is kind of a tougher fight to call, but my gut tells me I'm going with him via decision.
Barão?
Yeah, I'm going with Renan Barão. I think he'll be able to stuff the takedowns from Saunders. He's definitely going to out-fucking strike Saunders. I'm 100% confident in that.
I'm going to take Barão. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's still a weird fight. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take Barão via decision as well. However, I think he's mostly going to win this fight off of his grappling. If he at all changes levels on Luke Sanders, I think he probably gets the fight to the ground. He's real solid. He has a real solid BJJ game. He has very decent wrestling. His losses have not come via wrestling. His losses have mostly come via just getting outworked on the feet or just being outpaced and gassing. And I don't think Luke Sanders is going to do either of those things. So I'm going to take Barão via decision, like I said, but I wouldn't be surprised if he catches a sub in the second.
Yeah, it could be interesting. Could be in first out for something maybe surprisingly entertaining or a fun finish. The odds, what would you guess?
I would think probably Sanders is a favorite because Barão's not looked great in his last couple. Yeah.
Sanders is a minus 185 to a plus 150.
Real wide.
It does.
If you guys want to make a $5 parlay on All Booty and Barão, that might not be the worst parlay in the world.
If she was fighting him, that'd be super illegal, but I know who you meant.
No, parlay.
Oh, parlay. Oh, excuse me. See, that shows you how fucking stupid I am at betting, because I never bet. Sorry, I thought you meant a straight up.
If you parlay those two and maybe KGB Lee, depending on those odds, that spoiler alert on my picks, that might not be the worst.
That's not bad.
Or if you want to go for an all desperation parlay, you can go Albu, Barão, and Barberena, which I'm sure would make you decent fucking money if it hit. Although Barberena is a pretty long shot.
Yeah. Shoot. Well, that brings us to our next fight, which is another women's strawweight bout.
Yep.
We have Alliance's own Jessica Penne,
That's
a
right.
veteran of the game,
San Diego
going up
shuts
against, if I recall correctly, Jackson Winks, Jody Escobar.
out. Yep. Yeah, married to
Jardine?
Jardine.
Yes. Okay. Who, spoiler alert, got killed in terrible fashion in season 2 of The Punisher on Netflix, and it was great.
He also died in oh god, what's the show about the fucking robots? The old West show.
He was in Westworld. I remember that.
Westworld.
Yeah. Basically, he plays
He gets killed in a lot
the
of
Punisher's version of the Russian. There's this villain called the Russian where he's basically invincible, and Frank Castle has to use it's like free weights, like those discs, but it's like the 5-pound ones.
Oh, I thought you meant
Frank
Freeway, like the Reese Witherspoon movie. I got real excited for a second.
No, that was an interesting movie with Kiefer Sutherland.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Fucking did you ever see the second one?
No, but I know
my
the
God,
whole
it's
analogy
fucked up.
to it or comparison is like Little Red Riding Hood. I
It's
remember that whole
fucked
thing.
up.
But it's a very fucked up movie. But what I was going to say is Frank Castle, the Punisher, kills Keith Jardine's character by basically you take one of those like 10-pound little disc weights. I can't remember the name of because I don't do weight training. But he puts it in between his knuckles and continuously punches the fuck out of Keith Jardine's side of his like left orbital. He ends up looking like Sloth from the Goonies. It's really gross, and like his head is like split in half. It's pretty gnarly, and he dies. But he takes a beating and gives a beating. So good for Keith Jardine.
Yeah, shout out to Keith Jardine. Go buy some
guy knows how to find
coffee
work.
or whatever.
So Jessica Penne, last time we saw her, she's been on a tough little skid, but look who the fuck she's fought. Holy shit. So unfortunately, she's fought 3 times in the past 4 years.
Well, and part of that's because of that USADA suspension, which was for a diuretic, I believe.
That's right. So the first time a lot of people saw her, she was on The Ultimate Fighter Season 20 with the strawweights. That was with Carla Esparza, Randa Marcos, with Felice Herrig, Rose Namajunas. You get it. Great season. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, however, put an absolute fucking beating on poor Jessica Penne back in June of 2015. A year later, oh wait, how's Jessica Andrade? Same thing. After that, she goes to a tough decision loss against Danielle Taylor, who throws real hard too. So
yeah,
Jessica Penne's kind of
fucking striker. She's
been through some shit. I'll be honest right now, Jody Escobar has not looked the part as far as what her camp should have her look like. If that is any indication, I don't think
also fought some tough fucking fights though.
She has.
Like Jessica Aguilar is a tough out for anybody. Karolina Kowalkiewicz was like that. That's a bad style matchup for Jody, especially with the size difference. And she has a split decision win over Deanna Bennett. And before that, fucking Alexa Grasso and Ashley Yoder. Like, all of these are bad style matchups for Jody Escobar. And this is the first time that both these girls could essentially be atom weights if there was an atom weight division.
No, you're absolutely right. I know Jessica has said she could make atom weight, I believe.
She was an Invicta champ at atom weight.
I think so. If I look it up.
I know that was her old. I know that's where she used to fight. I believe she lost the belt. Yeah, she lost the belt to Michelle Watterson at atom weight in the 4th back in 2013.
Yeah, that's crazy. Holy shit. That's nuts. Wow. So, I'll say this. I expect Jessica Penne to win. Based on just the who's who she's fought, the war she's been in compared to Escobar. I like Escobar's heart, but I like Jessica Penne's grittiness more. I know she hasn't fought as often as Escobar as of recent. But I just got to go to the size advantage here. I don't know. It's kind of a tough one for me to call. I'd probably have you take it away as far as...
What method you taking on that?
I'm going decision for sure.
Yeah, I've got Penny by decision as well. I think she mostly probably wins this with wrestling and grappling. I think she is... I would imagine she's going to be slick enough to be able to change levels on Jody and get her to the ground at least once or twice throughout the fight. I think once she gets Jody on her back, I think she's going to keep Jody on her back. She's pretty dynamic when it comes to grappling. She's black belt and real fucking slick on the ground. Jody Escobar, though, is a tough out for anybody. And the last time Jody Escobar got subbed was Alex Chambers back in Invicta 5 in 2013. So I don't think Jessica's necessarily going to be able to finish it on the ground, but I think she's definitely going to take at least a round or two off of Jody via takedowns and grappling. So, and overall, I think it's going to be fairly competitive on the feet. But I just see Jessica essentially winning enough rounds with either the grappling or with volume to get Jody Escobar out of there. Although Jody Escobar does put out a decent amount of volume herself. So that'll be interesting. But I wonder what's the reach difference. 67 for Jessica, 64 for Jody.
Okay.
And Jessica has a 4-inch height advantage. So I think that could be interesting. It's definitely
could factor in for sure.
Jody's always the smaller fighter. I don't know a fight that she hasn't been the smaller fighter in, at least in a long time. So
I remember there's that one chick who's listed at like 5'1", but she's like 4'10", 4'11". I can't remember who the fuck that is though.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking Rin Nakai back in the day.
So.
But yeah, I'm definitely taking Penne, and probably by decision, maybe by sub.
Yeah,
late.
the odds on here are Penne a -150 to a +120 for Jody Escobar. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
This fight, so these are like some of the fights where I already have an idea. Yeah, so I'm gonna say right now, I'm going with Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman. Because what was it? Why? Oh, it was based on how he won in his last fight. I remember. I think he was fighting the guy Alan Patrick.
Yeah, the Alan Patrick fight.
Yeah, and I remember I kind of wrote off Hot Sauce, and I was like, I don't know, this guy looked pretty fucking violent.
And Alan Patrick was looking pretty decent.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with him again. I know Nick Lentz, Carney, right? The Carney, yeah, this guy's a veteran. He's a good grappler, if I recall. He's at ATT.
Yep.
I mean, he
beat
beat
good grappler, but also I believe he has the record, which is one of the record. You know, there's those records that you don't want to be the owner of.
Oh, let me guess. So he was like winning the fight for like fucking 20 minutes, and then that last minute he's like, "Oh shit, I'm dead."
No, he actually, I believe he owns the record for most submission attempts in a row without a submission. Because he is notorious for diving on guillotines and losing position and not getting guillotines.
So he's like the anti-Faber.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, that's a decent example. Or the anti-Ortega. Or actually, the anti-Oliveira, I think, is probably the right comparison.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got Holtzman. I don't know, man. I just don't trust Net Lentz.
Especially since Oliveira guillotined him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just going hot sauce, and I'm going fucking knockout, bro. I don't know why. It's one of those where it's just like, hey, well, Chris, motherfucker, shouldn't you have some insight? Well, you got me. Sorry.
What round are you feeling?
Round 3. It's gonna be a late finish. I feel like that's Holtzman's gonna probably kind of feel out Lentz. Lentz is gonna probably just shoot for a single leg and like, all right, or not maybe not for a single leg, but he's gonna stay in the clinch, and then I feel like he's dumb enough to do like a flying guillotine, or we're just gonna jump guillotine, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he'll just jump on his own back, and Hot says, like, hey asshole, I'm in a full mount now, bye, and then he'll just elbow him to death. I'm
gonna take Holtzman as well. However, I'm gonna take him via decision. Nick Lentz looked good in his last fight, but head kicking Gray Maynard at this point in Gray Maynard's career doesn't tell me anything. The sub over Will Brooks via guillotine was solid, but also that is a weird in retrospect, seeing how Will Brooks looked in the UFC. And he's lost a bunch of tough decisions against guys like David Tamer and Islam Makhachev. I don't know that Holtzman at this point in his career is yet to the level of Tamer or Makhachev, but I think that he is scrappy enough and he's well-rounded enough to probably take a decision win over Nick Lentz.
Yeah. I can see that, so. Wow,
so far I have 4 fucking decisions. This could be a rough card.
You sound like me.
Yeah.
So this next fight we have is a flyweight bout, I believe, between Andrea, the Nazi lover Lee.
Andrea blocked us on Twitter, Lee. versus Ashley Evans Smith.
Yeah, the Rebel Girl. It's country music versus punk rock,
That's
whatever you want
right.
to fucking call it. Or
Ashley
metal.
Evans Smith, I would go with punk rock since she literally shouted out the Distillers.
Thank you. That's
saying she went to their
great-
concert on
great
Menace
fucking
and the
band.
Man. Yeah, the lead singer of the Distillers, I forget her name, is one of the dopest female singers in all of history.
Yeah, I always
She has a
forget like
great
the name of
voice.
that album, but like whenever it comes on the Spotify, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's the album that's like green colored. but I
Yeah,
always
yeah,
forget
it's the one that was
something
on,
City
Tony
of
Hawk
Angels
4.
or whatever the fuck it's called, or but
Yeah, Los Angeles. Yeah.
who's like, are you ready to be ready?
Seneca Falls is the name
Oh,
of
City
it.
of Angels. That's the name of the song I'm thinking of. Yeah,
This,
it's called Sing Sing.
This
Yeah,
is
Sing
the
Sing.
city,
Yes,
the
Sing
city
Sing.
of
Yeah,
angels.
exactly.
All I
Thank
see
you.
is the
Yeah, fuck yeah,
yellow.
yeah. Sing Sing Death House. We fuck with the
Oh
Distillers.
yeah.
Sure.
Sing Sing Death House is such a good fucking album.
Fuck
Holy
yeah.
shit! I need to go.
Um,
Actually, I'm gonna listen to that after this.
So, Andrea Lee, when I first saw her debut in the UFC, I remember I had seen her in Invicta 100% because
Yeah.
you showed me. She's a talent. She's a skilled grappler as far
She's
as keeping
great.
it on the ground. She
She
has good
also-
transitions.
Yeah, Golden Gloves boxer, and I believe has a decent Muay Thai history as well.
So, Ashley Evans Smith she's a veteran of the Octagon, right?
Yeah, I
at
mean-
this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot of people would remember her from being the 4-minute 59-second Bulldog choke loss to Raquel Pennington, where Joe Rogan lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning.
Also, she has a win over
Lee?
Fallon Fox.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Because never mind. But that's impressive.
Yeah. She also has much more impressive wins in her career, but it is worth noting, and it is impressive.
Yeah. I want to make. You know me, dude.
Yeah,
I see the most
let's
fucked
move forward.
shit.
Let's move forward.
I can't though. Maybe if I was more conservative, shots fired.
Yeah.
I'd make a fucked up joke. Yeah, I'm leaning.
You're saying Ashley Evans? Never mind. I almost made a very fucking inappropriate joke. I almost committed to it, and I was like, it's a bad look, especially since we're already blocked by KGB Lee for making a joke about Donnie Aaron anyway.
She's not gonna hear this, so I
That's
already
a good
literally
point.
called her.
Well, in
I
that
literally
case-
called her the fucking Nazi lover Lee, dude.
Well,
Like, come on.
In that case, Chris, hey, they both have fought dudes in their past, so...
Yeah, big time.
Oh boy, I don't feel good about that one.
Yeah.
To be fair, we got blocked for saying that we don't understand why she doesn't understand that it's not cool her husband has a Nazi tattoo. That's why we got blocked.
Yeah.
So...
I'm leaning Lee. I think she's gonna get a sub. I just feel it.
yeah, what round?
Early round 3. Not that it matters, but round 3.
I agree. I'm gonna go second. But sub for sure. I think in an exchange, KGB Lee is either going to... It's hard because KGB Lee doesn't catch a lot of RNCs. Which is what I would imagine she would end up catching. But I think it'll probably be an armbar, which is I don't feel good about picking. But man, what I think is going to happen is there's going to be a bunch of wild exchanges. I think she's going to seriously throw some heat at Ashley Evans Smith in the clinch. And I think probably mounted armbar, like an armbar from mount, and go belly down on it and get it that way. I could see a Kimura too. I just think in the clinch exchanges, she's going to land solid knees and give Ashley Evans Smith problems, and then get a trip takedown and end up in top. And then from there, it's kind of just what Ashley Evans Smith gives her. I wouldn't be surprised by a TKO, especially like a mounted TKO.
I can see that as well.
But yeah, I think towards the middle second or end of second, I think she's going to catch something.
I could see also if it's gonna be like something crazy. I could see Lee kind of just totally with a blitzkrieg early and just like catching her in the clinch with like some knee shit to the ribs.
She sounds fucking motivated and has a very different tone in her voice than she did in previous interviews, especially the one she did with Sean Al-Shadi for MMA Fighting. She looks and sounds much more serious and much like you can tell she's been going through some shit. She also has been training down in Louisiana with Tim Crater, who she's been pretty high on as a coach as of late, since her old coach was a giant piece of shit.
I was gonna, I'll still commit to this. Never mind. I was gonna say, if she doesn't do that early with that blitzkrieg attack, she's definitely gonna gas out Ashley Evans Smith. And there's never mind. You see, I'm a piece of shit. Anyways, I've got Lee.
Let it be known though, I actually really like KGB Lee. I know she blocked us, and I know we made jokes.
I know. No, I'm just making shitty fucking Nazi jokes. You get it? I'm a piece of shit. Like, I know. I'm just come on.
But no, but I just want to say, for the record, I really do like KGB Lee. I think she's
a sweetheart.
She
seems like a sweetheart. Yeah,
she's
like I'm
very fucking
like on a
cool.
personal level.
Yeah, and like all of her Instagram stuff and all the content she's put out with Andy is all really dope. So Andy the Crazian.
That's right.
The odds
real quick. I think they seem pretty fair. It's a -175 for Lee to +145 to Smith.
Yeah, that's about where I would put it.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit wider, but not much.
I'll let you go ahead and get this one here. It's definitely not the Menace.
I was gonna say, up next we got Dennis Bermudez's cousin fighting Benito Lopez.
Yeah, that's right. It kind of almost looks like he could be his cousin.
To be fair, they might be. Who knows? They're both from the East Coast.
But then again, that's the joke my brother and I make, because we literally don't look like twins at all. So that's just sometimes how it works.
It's a very good point. You guys do not look that much alike.
Yeah, that's literally a case of I look like my dad's side. He looks like my mom.
No, my brother's the same way. Yeah, he's blonde hair.
See how genetics work. Yeah. You know what? Some people look like their grandparents too. It's just that's because they're still your parents. People forget that sometimes. Yep. It's like your grandparents might forget you. Well, they won't forget you. They might forget other things, but they definitely won't forget you.
My grandparents don't remember much. They're all dead.
Well, so are mine. But, yeah.
I just wanted to really kill the mood. All right, so Manny Bermudez versus Benito Lopez.
So, this fight, Dennis Bermudez, last time I saw him, he retired.
You just called him Dennis.
He came back as Manny.
Okay, I got you.
And now he's 13-0. He's like, you know what? I'm going to retire. And his manager's like, what are you going to do? He's like, well, you're Puerto Rican, right? So let's not be Dennis. That's a little too white. So let's be Manny. He's like, okay, so what do you want to start off as? Let's be 13-0. Let's spice it up. So Manny Bermudez. Oh, let's reduce the age. So he's 24 now. He got taller. He's 5'10", not 5'6" or 5'7", whatever he was. He was pretty short, just like me. I'm 5'6". Right. He's going up against Benito.
He's 5'7" or 5'8", something like that.
Yeah, so he's going up against the Golden Boy, Benito Lopez, who totally is not a huge fan of coke addict and fishnet wearing Oscar De La Hoya. There's definitely not a fucking fanboy there.
Oh, the Golden Boy. It took me a second. I was like, wow, that's aggressive reference. I don't know.
Yeah. It's aggressively correct. Like, you can't call yourself the Golden Boy and not be a fan of Oscar De La Hoya.
Well, also, you just can't call yourself the Golden Boy.
That's fucked up. By the way, trust me. Remember I told you how much of a boxing head I used to be, and Oscar De La Hoya was the shit back in the day.
You know what? I take it back. If your last name is Golden, you can totally call yourself the Golden Boy.
No, dude. Just call yourself Boy, but just tell the fucking ring announcer to say it after my name.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it works. Sure. Yeah. So Dennis Bermudez. No, okay, never mind. Manny Bermudez. Last time we saw him, he triangle choked the fuck out of Davey Grant, who at the time we thought was going to be a badass motherfucker at bantamweight, I think. Maybe he still is. This was July of last year.
Jesus, I can't believe Davey Grant fought as recently as July of last year.
Wasn't that the guy, though? He was like the next big thing at bantamweight. Maybe there's another bantamweight I'm thinking of.
No, I mean, Davey Grant did look good, but still.
Oh! Okay, so let's look at the camps here. So Manny Bermudez, okay, he's at according to the tablet, South Shore Sport Fighting. Benito Lopez is out of Team Alpha Male. And, well, that tells you he's going to go for a guillotine. He does have one by guillotine in West Coast, but that was 4 years ago. Okay, so this is his second UFC fight for Mr. Benito Lopez. He's young, too.
Yeah. Both of them are only 2 fights into their career.
I feel like this fight's going to be pretty fucking even. This might be a good fight. It might be a really good fight, actually. 9-0 versus 13. Oh, 2 undefeated. Oh, shit.
And they both have wins over Albert Morales. Bermudez by guillotine.
I don't know who the fuck to choose.
It should be pretty scrappy.
Interesting. Let's see. I was going to say who has Bermudez lost to, but you know what? This guy's won by a lot of chokes. I'm going with him because if you can guillotine choke the fuck out of someone, you're probably not going to get guillotine choked by an alpha male. That's just my logic. It's terrible logic.
Yeah, that's not the best logic, but
it's terrible. Yeah, absolutely terrible logic. Makes zero sense. But I'm going with Dennis Bermudez's cousin.
Yeah, me too. I think he's going to take it via decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got a sub. He looked really fucking good in his last couple fights.
Well, I'm glad you told me that because that's more reassuring for my pick. I will let you know the odds.
You had him by what?
Decision.
Okay, yeah.
The odds.
We'll pick somebody different.
Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. I read it backwards. So the odds: Manny Bermudez is a minus 205 favorite to a plus 165 Benito Lopez. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This next fight,
maybe a little wide, but sounds all right.
Real exciting.
Yeah, this is one of the best fights on the card.
2 East Coasters, one from Jersey in Jimmy El Terra Rivera, going up against, I was going to say Long Island zone, but more or less Baldwin, New York zone, Aljamain the Funk Master Sterling. We know him from Sarah Longo, or is it Longo Sarah? I think it's Sarah Longo. You know what we're talking
Sarah
about.
Longo. No, it's Weidman.
Oh, they changed it, huh?
It's Longo and Weidman.
Longo Weidman now. Okay. But Sarah Jiu-Jitsu.
Also, we know Aljo from the... God damn it. If I didn't have to scroll up, that joke would have been way better. But we know him from the Weekly Scraps podcast we talked about earlier, which he literally recorded on Fight Week.
That's right. Great podcast. Jimmy Rivera both these guys are veterans. Jimmy Rivera, we've seen him at multiple weight classes. We've seen him at featherweight. I think he's even been at lightweight back in the day, which is crazy. He's got that thick wrestler build because he's only 5'4", so technically he's a tiny bantamweight, at least when it comes to height.
Yeah,
relatively. Last time we saw Jimmy Rivera, he won unanimously against John Dodson, which at this point, who hasn't beat John Dodson? No offense, John Dodson. I like you. Like, it's your personality. You seem like a pretty chill guy, but please stop talking about that TJ Dillashaw win. Still, no one cares. I just have to bring it up because every time that guy has a fight, he talks about that. It's like, bro, we get it. It's all good, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, that's like saying, oh, yeah, I beat LeBron James in the finals like 8 years ago or some shit. You know what I'm trying to say. It's just like someone in their prime. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Because you beat them when they're not nearly at this level now. So, anyways, that's not the point. Jimmy Rivera before that got brutally knocked the fuck out by Krillin or One Punch Man, whatever you want to call him, or Marlon Diarrhea Moraes, whatever you want to call him. Whatever kind of motivation he has to beat you, he will do it. Marlon Moraes has been an absolute terror. Spoiler, I think he has a legitimate chance at beating TJ Dillashaw at bantamweight.
It's hard not to lean on him.
This dude looks absolutely fucking insane after submitting Rafael Sunsao, who gives anybody in that weight class problems.
Yep.
First fucking round, come on. I would not be surprised if Marlon Moraes is the champion by the end of the year. I would not. So, good for him. Jimmy Rivera had a lot of momentum going into that fight, and he just got caught, you know?
Him and Aljo both.
They both, yeah. Aljo got knocked the fuck out by Marlon Moraes as well. Yeah, I mean, Krillin gets embarrassed in anime, but in real life, he's a fucking champion, which is how it would be, too. Earth's strongest hero, so... anyways, yeah, man.
I hope you all are enjoying all 9,000 levels of Chris's jokes right now.
Yeah, everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? It's like, dude, don't you follow MMA? Everyone's all on that fucking anime bullshit.
I'm going to have to start watching Naruto if shit gets too much
I remember,
crazier.
weren't you watching at some point? You remember, like, hey, bro, I'm going to start watching Dragon Ball Z from the beginning.
Dude, watching,
and I was like, what?
I'm watching the good version though. What's the cut down version where no one yells as much?
Kai.
Yeah, Kai's
Yes.
dope. Also,
Yeah.
shouts out to
I'll just say this: as a person who's watched the original Japanese and the Funimation American one, both versions are fine. But yeah, the Kai one, if you watch the American one, just watch that one because it's less screaming, less powering up.
It cuts down so much of the bullshit.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not a huge anime head by any means. I know there's a lot of like I know the term is weeaboo, I believe. I remember I learned that from Israel Adesanya. That's like people who I don't know what it is. It's people who worship that. I don't fucking worship by any means at all. That's like shit I watch if I'm high because it's entertaining. You know, it's fun. Look, ask Tony Ferguson. Out of any motherfucking UFC fighter, I guarantee you that dude watches all of that shit.
Oh,
look at his training. Yeah.
Well, dude, his training videos. He has Dragon Ball on in the background half the time.
Yeah, even Michael Bisping, he's like, I grew up on Ninja Turtles. I even think he said he watched Dragon Ball at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
He maybe original Dragon Ball, not Z.
Like no, I'm saying when it like originally aired, like in 84, 85.
Yeah, that would
I think that's what
line
it's talking.
up.
Yeah, but
That'd be
anyways,
hilarious.
Aljo Sterling, who's also a huge Dragon Ball fan, because that dude talks about it, he's always going Super Saiyan. Last time we saw him, he had a very impressive knee bar victory over Cody Stamann, who is still, would you call him a prospect? I don't know. I mean, it's not really a contender. He's
young in his career, but he's been looking really good. And Aljo hit that stretch on him.
Before that, he had a very impressive victory with Brett Johnson. I had Brett Johnson that fight originally because Brett Johnson's on a roll. Yeah. The fucking Pikey, whatever his name is, what do they call him? Yep. Before that, he got knocked out by Moraes. Moraes been a goddamn rule. This one's interesting. Jimmy Rivera has very good wrestling. Aljo has very good takedown defense. This is actually probably one of the tougher fights to call because Rivera has decent kind of dirty boxing, and he calls those wide hooks. Yeah. When Aljo kind of leans more on his teeps, kind of more distance, the jabs, and commits to an overhand right when he feints to for a single. So my gut tells me this is going to a decision, and I'm going Sterling. I really am.
Yeah, I'm having trouble not taking Sterling too, mostly because I think at some point there's going to be grappling scrambles.
Yeah.
Or grappling exchanges and scrambles. And I think Aljo wins the scrambles pretty consistently. Especially the way he's starting to call himself the human Jansport all the time. And just saying how he's going to backpack everybody.
And those underhooks.
Yeah, and I just think that at some point, even if Rivera is just trying to mix it up, I think he's going to shoot for a takedown. And I think that's going to be bad fucking news. So yeah, I was going to say decision, but I think I'm taking Aljo via RNC.
I like that pick.
God.
I'm going to stick to my guns and still go decision because basically, as you figured out by listening to our podcast, when I go decision, it's because it's too close to call. And that's, I mean, I guess it's kind of how you kind of naturally lean. I don't know, because I don't want to be reckless and say, oh, knockout. And I have no reason, no base for that, you know? So the odds are interesting. It's not like wide-ish, but take a guess. What would you guess, by the way?
I would say Jimmy's probably the favorite.
He is the favorite in every odds maker.
Yeah. I would say probably, if I was to guess, I'd probably say he's the favorite by like minus 150-ish.
You're absolutely right. He's a minus 155 to a plus 125 in most facets. 145 being the most consistent. So, don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I think I'm gonna take Aljo sub in late in the second, but not ultra confident in that pick, and I could easily see Jimmy winning a decision. I think the odds of this going to decision is probably pretty fucking decent, honestly. But I just like Aljo to get the back.
Yeah, I like that too.
All right.
This next fight is another, how do I call this? At least for me.
This is classic California versus Arizona, bro.
This is classic Team Alpha Male versus Alliance rivalry fight, technically, right?
That's right.
So Andre Touchy-Feely, who initially I used to not like, but I think is a really fucking cool guy ever since I followed him on social media.
Yeah, and ever since you saw him do that dope rap song that one time.
Oh, yeah, that's what really kind of caught me on. No, the one video I liked is when he talked about how he's sponsored by, I think it was Vitamix or some sort of supplement, and they gave him a scale, and it was broken, and he's like, fuck you guys, you didn't pay me for your advertisement, so he took the scale, threw it in the air, and got an aluminum bat and smashed it into pieces. It was pretty great, and threw it in a dumpster. Real fun. Last time we saw Andre Feely, he lost a split decision to Michael Johnson in a very competitive fight. I believe some people had Andre Feely winning that fight. I remember he just took Michael Johnson down a lot. He's used his wrestling. But he got tagged a lot. But then again, not many people have the hand speed of Michael Johnson at that weight class.
Yeah.
At all. Except for probably a Max Holloway or Aldo. But they're on another fucking tier. So, before that, Andre Feely won a close decision to Dennis Bermudez, not Manny. He also won unanimously against Artem the Goat Lobov, who has now signed a 3-year, 6-figure deal in bare knuckle boxing. And fuck, who is he fighting?
3-fight, 6-figure deal.
3-fight? Who's he fighting? God damn it! I'm definitely
Jason Knight.
I am definitely watching that. That sounds so entertaining. I don't
and
give
it's
a
in
fuck
Mississippi.
Yes, I am watching that one. That's going to be fucking fantastic. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot dissuade me on that. That is going to be a lot of fun. Holy shit.
Also, Artem can technically still sign an MMA deal, too.
And Artem has a lot of power in his hands. Like, it doesn't matter how goofy that motherfucker... That dude has, like, legit KO power, so...
Well, those T-Rex arms really bring the heat, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to get inside.
All right,
you know?
we gotta get back to this. So, Andre Feely versus Miles Jerry... Which way you lean on this one?
Part of me's thinking Miles, because I feel like he could defend against the takedown based out of his camp at Alliance, and he knows how to get underhooks. I mean, he got knocked the fuck out by Mendez, but Mendez...
Looking at these records, I didn't realize how fucking competitive this fight is. This is gonna be really
Funny,
good.
bro, it's nuts.
Like, when you look at who they both lost to, they both lost to fucking killers.
Yeah. This is tough. Oh, fuck. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning Jury.
Are you?
But my gut's telling me Feely in a close decision. I'm going Feely.
You're going Feely decision?
No one's getting finished. There's no fucking way. These guys are tough as shit.
Yeah, I think it's going to decision too, and I have Feely by decision too. Way to almost pick something different than me. And then, nope, we're still going with the same people. Yeah. It worked out well for us last weekend. I think I went 9-3, and you went I went 8-3. You went 9-2. So.
And I'm glad you keep track of that because I never do.
I've got a doc where luckily we have all the docs where we record it, and it makes it very easy.
The odds, if you were to guess,
God, I would think, I don't know, man, pretty fucking even.
It's the same as last fight. It's minus 155 for Jury to 125 for Feely.
Wow, I'm surprised Jury has that much of a.
I am too.
A head start on those odds. It's interesting.
This next fight, though, I kind of already know who I think is going to win. But
we're both taking Vicente Luque in this fight.
Thank you. Yeah.
Brian Barberena, I think if this fight gets to the third round, it's going to get real fun. I don't know that it will.
You initially and say what, but I wasn't going to throw you off.
Yeah. I've got Vicente Luque via, maybe. No, it's going to go to decision, I think.
This decision, 100%.
I think the third round is going to be fun. But
Barberena's tough as shit.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we both have Luque by decision in that.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, for those that, for some weird reason, you're like, oh, that was the fight I wanted to watch the most, and you guys just fucked it up. Well, that's not your fault or ours.
We'll see if we fucked it up. I think we nailed it.
We'll see. Guess the odds, by the way. Pretty interesting. Well, it's not interesting based on how fast we
I
decided
actually heard
Luque
about
is
this
going.
one because it's crazy how big an underdog Barberena is.
Yeah. So just take a guess.
I think last time I heard it was like minus 260, 300, something like that.
Try
Or is it
minus
5?
almost. Try minus 450. In some cases, more minus 475.
Okay, yeah, I think it was. This one's moved around a lot. I think last time I heard it was like 5 something.
It's pretty uneven on a lot of the odds makers. So this next fight, though.
Spoiler alert again. I have
spoiler. Chrome Gracie. I do too.
I have Chrome Gracie in fantasy. So.
Oh, you just reminded me, and I kind of gave up on fantasy, I guess.
You should not, because it's the last quarter. You should
I didn't give up.
rally.
You're kicking everyone's ass,
yeah,
to be fair.
Well, no, but to be fair, it's... So you...
It's quarterly, I know.
It's quarterly, and it's a combo of the scores.
Here,
so,
I'll let you take over the next... I gotta log in.
Go ahead and do that. I already have Chrome Gracie and... Andrea KGB Lee.
See, I'm like remember how like alert and attentive I was when I first started playing? Like, fuck yeah, and that's how I won because I was like always adding people. And now it's just like, well,
yeah, you barely picked people for the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got Chrome Gracie in this. I think that Alex Caceres could make this fight very interesting. I just think Alex Caceres has trouble not playing other people's games in a similar way that like Carlos Condit or Courtney Casey do. And I think that's going to be trouble in this matchup, obviously. I think if at all Chrome Gracie gets this fight to the ground, it's probably over. Because his jiu-jitsu is just way too solid. And I have a hard time thinking Alex Caceres is going to be able to stay at range and not at all get into a scramble. So, yeah, I've got Crone via sub in... I'm trying to decide between first and second.
Oh, guess which genius move I made, and I was probably really drunk or high. I put Jim Crute on contract, and he got me 20 points.
Hey!
Wow.
Oh, you know what? Actually, no, you had him going... We talked about it last week, because I had Sam Alvey, and then I changed it last minute.
Oh, yeah.
I swapped him out with somebody.
Oh, yeah, I put Anderson Silva in flex, just for the lulz.
Hey, that wasn't a bad... That's some decent points.
Oh, guess what? You know what? Fuck, should I... Ooh, I could get Andre Feely, but he can't... I mean, it's flex, though.
I'm going Chrome Gracie sub first. I don't...
Yeah. Oh, I have that, too, by the way. Chrome Gracie, 100%.
Oh, what? Do you ever... I'm guessing you're going sub?
Yeah, 100%.
What round? Early, or...?
First round.
Okay, cool. So we're still picking all the same things. Dope. Courtney Casey versus Cynthia. I have a feeling we might pick the same thing for every fucking fight on this card. Yeah, well, actually, I'm almost positive. Courtney Casey versus Cynthia Calvillo. Or Calvillo, as Luke Thomas would say.
Oh, man. Hold on, I'm like trying to decide who I'm going to add to, but then again, I got to... Let's see. Oh, wait, what are the odds? What did we just say? Chrome Gracie, right?
I already have Chrome Gracie. Oh, yeah, the odds.
Gotcha. Take a guess.
He's got to be a favorite. Like,
yeah,
180,
big time.
200.
Minus 310 to a 240.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay, Cynthia Calvillo versus Courtney Casey. Cynthia Calvillo was gone for a year because of weed.
Manny Bermudez might not be a bad pickup on fantasy.
Let me see. Is he available?
I'm pretty positive he is.
He is. You know, Benito. You know what? So would you take it? Yeah, I can't.
As a flex,
take
like that's a like you have a better chance of a finish that way, and even then, I think he probably wins the decision. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go him. Fuck it.
I probably just cursed you though.
I don't give a fuck at this point.
Anyway, so yeah, Cynthia Calvillo.
Oh, as Luke Thomas would say, that's so fucking weird. I get it, but come on, bro.
Shouts to Colombians.
Oh boy. Cynthia Calvillo. Last time we saw her, when she was not suspended for weed, she defeated. Was this Paulina Marijuana? Mm-hmm. That's what made it ironic. Yep. She reneged, choked her. Last November. Courtney Casey, last time we saw her, she was also suspended for, was it tainted supplement from Texas or some shit?
No, I think that. Well,
Or it got appealed? I can't remember.
That might have been weed too.
I think it was weed as well. So another weed fight. She defeated Angela Hill via split decision last August. I know Calvillo loves the rear naked choke. Courtney Casey hasn't really been submitted except for way early in her career.
Oh, actually, sorry. So Courtney Casey's was elevated levels of testosterone.
It was, yeah.
But it was like...
It was a Texas thing.
It was a weird Texas thing where basically it was slightly higher, but it wasn't enough to come back and actually say that she was on anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I've still got Calvillo.
Yeah.
I was thinking Rizzi Casey, but Calvillo's loss came against like a higher elevated competition in Carla Esparza. I'm not trying to discredit anyone else she's fought.
And Carla's looked really good lately, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, Calvillo defeated Pro Gonzalez, who's fighting for the Invicta belt, I believe. What is that? Was that today or tomorrow?
That already happened. Don't
Did
tell
she
me
win?
the answer. I don't want to know.
Never mind.
We've been recording during the entire Invicta card, so I'm waiting to watch it.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, Calvillo has impressive wins. Casey has impressive wins. I'm still sticking with Calvillo. I think they're pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this comes down to Calvillo's going to be able to win the wrestling exchanges. And I think she's going to get a decision off that.
Yeah, Casey's a very physical fighter, but I think it's more or less in the stand-up and in the clinch. I remember she's a pretty decent clinch fighter. She's not afraid to kind of throw elbows, throw knees. She's very fucking tough, very scrappy. But so is Calvillo, and this is definitely going to be who could stay in control on the ground more. Yep. And I like Calvillo.
I agree. Odds on that, I'm sure Calvillo is a minus 160 favorite.
She's a minus 335 to a plus 235.
That's way too big.
It is. Yeah.
That's way too big.
Yeah. This next fight, co-main event, I already have my answer. I'll probably go ahead and say it. I got Paul Felder by knockout.
Yeah, god damn it, me too.
Yeah. Sorry, James Vick.
The problem
you need to go to welterweight.
Yeah.
Because you're this weight cut, bro, is killing okay, I'm not saying look what happened to Dillashaw, but like it just kind of tells you like at this point it's catching up to you, man. Dillashaw thing, I don't want to call it a fluke because maybe it is, but we don't just we know how skilled Dillashaw is. Like that's a fucking given. Like at his weight class. But still, it just goes to show you when you go down in weight, it literally does more harm than good. I feel like at this point.
Not just that. How about just the fact that, like, hey, no one should be 6'3" and weigh 155 pounds.
That is so fucking gross.
That's a bad move. I don't care if you're fighting or not. It's not a good move.
Yeah.
So yeah, Paul Felder.
He's getting knocked fuck out. Part of me wants to be funny and say spinning back fist from Felder.
You think he's gonna throw another one after breaking his whole shit?
No, that was the joke. No. That was a great fight. I saw him against Fight Mike. That was a really fun fight. He almost won that fight too.
Yeah.
With one arm. Then again, Mike Perry's still pretty green though too. To be fair.
Yeah. What round?
I got KO like round 2.
2.
I think he gets him in the clinch. He just throws like a short elbow and it's like crack and that's it. And you're just like, oh.
I want to take the same thing, but we have literally almost identical fucking picks for everything. Yeah, I'm going Felder KO second.
Fuck it. You know what that just says? Is this card predictable?
Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to take third.
Okay.
But, yeah, no, I think second is probably the right answer. I'm just thinking maybe... Oh, God, no.
These odds are very interesting, though.
I'm sure Vic is probably the favorite because of the size.
Minus 125 to a minus 105 for Vic.
That's not about right. It's basically a coin flip
as to
how bad Vic looks from the weight cut.
Yeah. Hopefully when he loses, he chooses a new camp, but it's another story. Anyways, this brings us...
Also, shouts out to everybody on Twitter who's been fucking hounding James Vick about that lately because it's hilarious. Also, I forget who made the joke. Oh, God. I can't remember. I want to say maybe it was Benny Abs or somebody like that who made the joke on Twitter that because so James Vick tweeted out something about like, oh, da 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 da. According to the commission, you know, if you it was scheduling a fight against I forget who, but he said, "Oh, I have the text messages." Kevin Lee. He's like, "I have text messages to prove that Kevin Lee turned down that fight. I have evidence." Somebody tweeted out like, "Oh, it's convenient that James Vick cares about evidence now."
Oh boy.
Just like, yeah, it's a good one. It's a good joke. Anyway.
This brings us to the main event of the evening. Cain Velasquez, former UFC heavyweight champion, going up against the man that probably anyone would fear of getting their head decapitated from, Francis Ngannou. So this fight is going 2 different ways. It's either, and I don't want to say it's Cain copying Stipe's blueprint, even though, to be fair, what Stipe did was impressive. It was a masterclass performance. He had the head movement. He was able to level change, get the single leg, and keep Francis Ngannou down. Can Cain do that? I think he can, based on what we've seen from him. He's thinned down. He's lost weight. However, my biggest concern is this dude hasn't fought in nearly 3 fucking years. I know he's been training. And he's battled injuries.
He's had multiple back surgeries.
Was a long
time ago, too.
Yeah, and Francis Ngannou has looked pretty fucking good. Curtis Blades had the tools to bring him down, but Francis Ngannou has his... What's his wingspan? 83? That's something like, what the fuck?
Holy shit. Dude, hear this stat that I just realized. Cain has had 2 fights since October 2013.
Can I just tell you what my pick is real quick?
Yeah.
Knockout round 2.
From who?
For Ngannou.
Oh, we have a different pick.
Okay. Because this is what happens. Either Cain wrestle fucks him and it goes to decision, because Ngannou has a hell of a chin. And people, like, come on, you should know that by now. I think it goes to decision. The only way Cain gets to finish if it's like ground and pound, because his ground and pound is still among the best with him and Stipe. I think that them two still have the best ground and pound. Probably DC as well.
Reem has real good ground and pound also.
But Ngannou, I think Cain's biggest weakness is his head movement. I know he has decent striking. I think he's more kind of skilled when he tries to keep distance more than anything. He goes to take that single leg, because that single leg's his bread and butter. I don't think he has as good head movement as Stipe. This is the way Cain's going to win the fight. He has to get that head movement, and he has to avoid those big early shots and gas out Ngannou. And then he'll just take him down and then ground him out, and then probably get a finish, I'd say round 4 or just a decision. Other than that, though, I don't think he's going to risk that. So, yeah, if Cain wins, I think he finishes him, I say round 4. But my gut feeling is it's been so long, and Ngannou's just on a big fucking string of momentum, and I hope he's been training fucking takedown defense, which, dude, you're that big, you have to. And you have that long arms, you kind of should be able to do that. Get a fucking whizzer in, right? Or at least sprawl.
Yeah. Well, how about at least train wrestling?
I'll just say this. I really do see Ngannou knocking out Cain, and I'm sticking with that, unfortunately.
Interesting.
Cain's got a big fucking head. Nothing against him, and he's just got a big target.
He's a big old Mexican with a big old head. As,
yeah.
That one guy said that one time.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. But, no, I really see this was going to happen. Ngannou's going to knock him the fuck out. Cain said, I'm going to retire if I can't prove that I'm still the best. I mean, go whatever you want to do. That's your decision. And then they're going to, whether it's DC versus Brock, it's Ngannou gets next. That's what it does. Because they're just, I don't know. I don't know what happens to Stipe.
They should definitely feed Ngannou to DC.
I don't know.
That'd be
Either
great.
way, I got Ngannou. I know this is the popular pick because it's either, like I told you, it goes one of 2 ways. He either destroys Cain,
one of the 2,
or Cain wrestle fucks and ground and pound him. That's it. Yep. That's literally what's going down. If it's not that, this could also be one of the worst fights of all time. I doubt it's gonna be like the Derek Lewis fight.
No, Cain will push a pace regardless.
But no, my pick is I'm taking Ngannou the knock the fuck out. I think what happens is I think Cain takes him down in the first round, kind of keeps him there to kind of stand back up, and there's a bit of wild exchanges. I think what happens is Ngannou kind of readjusts, is more patient, and I think he catches Cain on a level change with like a fucking uppercut. Something dumb.
Possible. He likes uppercuts. So here's the thing. I have Cain TKO on the 3rd.
I like that pick.
So the reason why is because it I don't think he's gonna have trouble out wrestling Ngannou, and unless he goes out there and thinks he can strike with Ngannou, which I'm a little worried about, considering we saw his free willy hook that he likes to throw.
Yeah.
But I don't see a way where he either doesn't shoot a low single, like an ankle pick, like a fucking James Toney Randy Couture low single, which he does in fights and he doesn't mind doing, or I think he probably ends up in the clinch and just puts his head on Ngannou, puts him on the fence, and pummels him JDS style. And I don't think Ngannou's going to handle that shit well. I think he's going to gas hard by at least the end of the first round. I think the second round, the takedowns are going to come very fucking easy for Cain if Ngannou gets tired in the first from all the wrestling exchanges. Because even if Cain's shooting and Ngannou's stuffing takedowns, that's still going to gas Ngannou way fucking quicker than I think it would Cain.
Yep.
So I think Ngannou's going to gas hard in the probably late first or early second round. He'll come out in the second round with a couple big punches, and if he doesn't catch Cain with those, I think that's a fucking wrap. And Cain just Bigfoot Silva pummels him for another however long Herb Dean or whoever will let it go. So yeah, I've got Cain TKO third. Would not be surprised if Cain slips the wrong way and gets absolutely fucking crushed in the face, because Ngannou fucking does that to people. But I can't not pick Cain in this fight. He's
Shout
never
out, by
showed
the
me
way,
anything where that would show me any different.
I was going to shout out, by the way, to how confusing this poster is.
It's not a good poster.
The UA bout.
Oh yeah, you're right. The YWE bout.
Yeah, the Hevite UA bout.
It sounds like a boxing championship.
Yeah.
For the YWE belt.
I mean, it's clearly a boxing fucking poster, so yeah.
I mean, it's like the laziest 60 Minutes poster ever.
Like, look what they did with the bordering too.
Yeah, it's very lazy.
Like, you didn't need that.
Oh, but bro, didn't you see how they edited Ngannou's left hand on the outside of the box, but his right hand on the inside of the box? That's
pretty impressive, dude.
It's very good.
I think I learned that when I was like 12.
Yeah, no, it's impossible to do in Photoshop. I don't know if you know this, Chris.
Oh, excuse me. I've been using the wrong program.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's
I stand corrected.
Impossible. It's not like you can just copy the line and then move the line down. Yeah. No, it's a bad poster. But I think this card's fucking fantastic. I'm very excited.
Hey, Chris, what color do you think when you think of Phoenix, Arizona?
Piss yellow?
Hell yeah, man. I wasn't definitely thinking like a copper orange or a red.
Cain's only allowed to be associated with piss yellow after UFC 200. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that whole shenanigans. I mean, he went to Arizona State. I figured he at least could have did like a blood red, but that's common sense. Let's forget about that.
Well, everyone knows he's gonna walk out to the song from the Chappelle Show. I'm gonna piss on you. Everybody knows that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, that's Adesanya. And by the way, how has Adesanya not done that? Oh, they probably cut that out. No, bro, you can't walk out to the piss on you song.
Yeah, no.
Cool. Well, we will go ahead and wrap it on that.
Oh, wait. Let's see what the odds are real quick.
Yeah. I'm guessing Ngannou's a favorite by, nothing?
Cain Velasquez, a minus 165 to a plus 135.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What's Ngannou
Yeah, Velasquez
by knockout?
is actually a favorite on every...
Really? What's Ngannou by knockout?
Oh, let's see that. Ngannou.
What's Ngannou knockout first?
Ngannou wins by just TKO, straight up KO is a plus 160. You said first?
I mean, you might as well bet knockout.
Wins in round one is a plus 275. Where's knockout? There is no knockout.
Yeah,
what the
I was
fuck?
gonna say they might not have those.
So it's just a plus 300 basically.
What's second?
Oh, Ngannou's second round?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 650.
That's not a bad bet.
And if you go round 3, this is what you said?
It's a
well, I said Ngannou round 2, so that's 650. If I said round 3, it goes up to plus 2,800.
That's because it'll never happen.
Yeah, no.
I'll bet my fucking life on that. Well, maybe not.
No. What's interesting is it goes round 4 is plus 33, and then round 5 goes back down to 28. Oh, no, that's Velasquez. Round 5 for Ngannou stays at 33. Okay, yeah.
What's Velasquez third?
Plus 700.
That's not bad.
Two other odds makers have it at 1050.
Wow, that's too big. You figure if you're betting Cain in this, you either pick third, fourth, or fifth.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Cool, man. We'll go ahead and wrap this here. As always, you guys can find us on YouTube at the Sound of Violence Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at TSOV Pod, where we're always hanging out. Come say what's up. We're always chatting it up on there with the MMA nerd and all them cool folks. Also, you can always jump on the MMA community forums. We're hanging out in there. Me more than Chris. However, Chris does make threads that then spark weed debates, even though none of it had to do with weed. So he's got that going for him. You guys can also check out the website, sovpod.com or thesoundofviolence.com. You can submit emails or whatever to us there, or you can just email us directly, sovpod@gmail.com or chris@thesoundofviolence.com. We have too much dumb stuff to plug, bro. But speaking of plugging stuff, one cool thing we have is the article Chris wrote on thesoundofviolence.com about the history of Champ and
double champ, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's what sparked the weird debate on the MMA community, which was funny. So cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to write another article soon. I just have to figure out what it's about. I'm definitely not writing about interim belts because that's been written about to death. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to think of something, and we'll let you know.
Absolutely. Well, we will go ahead and wrap this, but we will be back on, what is it, Czech Republic card next week?
I don't even know who the fuck's on that card.
I want to say it's Jan Blachowicz and whoever he was fighting. Wait, is Johnny Walker fighting next week?
He's fighting Misha Serkinov, huh?
I want to say that might be that card.
Yeah, Blachowicz versus Thiago Santos.
That's what it is.
And, dude, you have that Serbian guy, Darko Stosic. Holy shit, that motherfucker knocks people out. Oh, great, you got John Dodson versus Peter Yan. Oh
boy, that's actually that should be a fun fight, but it should be a
and if you like him as a person, I agree. But if you don't like him fighting, John Volante's fighting next week against a Polish guy.
John Volante was very personable on the.
That's what I'm saying. Like he seems like a really fucking cool guy. I'm just telling you right now.
He was
like
really
he seems like, but I don't like watching him fight. I'm just being. I do not like watching him fight.
I don't mind how he fights, but it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe that's how I should reword.
He was really good on UFC Unfiltered this week, though.
Yeah, I heard he had a story about him and Weidman getting drunk.
Oh yeah, about them fighting fucking bodybuilders at clubs. It's not bad.
Now I gotta listen. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Reminds me of when Mayhem Miller talked about he used to beat the fuck out of frat boys in Miami.
Yeah, fucking Mayhem.
Yeah, what a shame.
Anyway.
I need to go watch some Bully Beatdown. Just kidding.
Okay.
If I'm gonna watch, I'm gonna watch for the cameos. Remember, he had Woodley on there. He had Michelle Watterson on there.
Oh yeah, no, there's
a bunch of people on there.
They beat the there's some Amis who.
He had Eddie Alvarez on there.
Dudes, yeah.
Yeah. God, some of those are pretty funny.
Some of those motherfuckers did not care. They just mollywop them up.
Yeah, like he's like, by the way, this is fake, and then Eddie Alvarez is like, I don't care. Yeah. And he like takes the kid's leg off.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to murder him. I forget who almost lost or actually did lose. There's one of I forget who it was.
No, there is a pro who definitely struggles because they didn't tell him that the bully actually has some sort of weird MMA or wrestling background.
Well, and also it's one of I forget who it was, but it was somebody that would struggle, like somebody that would just like fucking get into a weird fight that they would almost lose. Yeah. But anyway, weird tangent. But we'll wrap this here. But, yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We will be doing the next episode live. I will figure this shit out. I swear to God we'll have actual video instead of just the logo the entire time. I'm going to get this shit working. And once we get it working, it'll be easy. But holy fuck. Yeah, that's right. before I forget, fuck you YouTube, fuck you Google, fuck you Microsoft, fuck you Windows, and definitely fuck you Skype. And then until next time, everybody, go do something decadent. We out. Bye. Cool, man. That was a good one.
I liked it.
I'm glad I ended up taking shots because I was real fucking grumpy at the beginning of this episode.
It's all good, bro. All been there. All Scholars 1, Part 2. Part 2. Bless you. Holy shit.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'll get these things exported, and I'll email them to you shortly within the next, like, 20 minutes.
Cool, yeah, man. Send those over, and I will get this posted either late tonight or tomorrow morning.
Cool. You know, it's funny, a game I started playing, I never had an Xbox original. I played a little bit at my uncle's house when I was a kid. Star Wars Jedi Knight Academy is free on Xbox Live, and it is hilarious and fun as shit. I chose to be a black Jedi, and of course my lightsaber is purple.
Checks out.
Because you either have, what do they let you choose? I guess, I never was a huge Star Wars junkie, but I guess it's you either choose, if you're a Jedi, it's either blue, green, which we know, orange, or purple.
Ah.
I was like, orange seems kind of neat. I'm like, purple is so tight.
And it's double funny.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm black.
Oh, man, I just realized.
And the character's name is Jaden. Swear to God.
So I just realized I'm still streaming. So shouts out to everybody who got that clip on YouTube.
Cool.